Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, April the 2nd. Today is National Ferret Day, National PB&J Day, so peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
That's a pretty good combination, by the way.
That really is.
Darn good stuff. National Reconciliation Day, World Autism Awareness Day, and it's Good Friday. So
nice.
have a good Friday, and, maybe it'll be a great Friday. So
It's going to be a great Friday.
It's going to be a great Friday. I've got a guest I'm super excited about. We've talked to him on the program before. He's a very, very funny man, Mr. Tom Papa.
Oh, I like him.
He's a comedian. And I'll tell you what, Heidi has very discerning tastes. She's not a big fan of a lot. I like almost every comedian out there because I just love comedy.
I only
Heidi,
like certain comedians.
She's a comic snob.
He's a good one.
Yeah, he makes the cut. Mr. Tom Papa coming up in just a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Researchers in Mexico say consuming fermented milk products like yogurt can help you reduce high blood pressure, Heidi.
Okay.
Scientists discovered the chemicals in fermented milk help manage healthy gut bacteria that breaks down food. So Heidi has high blood pressure. You should be having yogurt.
Okay.
All right. And if waking up and having a hearty breakfast every morning simply isn't your thing, you might want to reconsider that. New study suggests your career may benefit from starting off the day with the proper nutrition. A survey of 2,000 Americans, 1,000 breakfast eaters and 1,000 non-breakfast eaters, they didn't do breakfast, reveal those who have a morning meal are more likely to receive a promotion at work.
Really?
Yeah, because they start their day the right way. They're in a better mood. They just kind of, they're happier. And then it's like the domino effect. Just happiness follows them everywhere they go.
Or maybe because people who get up early enough to eat breakfast tend to be a little more responsible because they left time in their morning to be able to eat breakfast and still be able to get to work.
You say potato, I say potato.
So because they're more responsible, they're probably better employees.
Well, there you go. Thanks for listening to Surveys and Studies and Such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Miami Beach police cracking down on rowdy spring breakers after days of out-of-control parties at a seaside city. They've included violence and drunken debauchery, Heidi.
Aww.
Yeah, drunken debauchery. It's Heidi's nickname for a while.
Isn't that pretty much what
just
spring
kidding.
break means?
I'm kidding. That wasn't. Yeah, it's kind of what it's turned into. They say they're stepping up. This is actually from like a week ago, so they probably already have now. But they say if you have 50 or 100,000 people coming in, even if only 0.5% are rowdy or drunk, that is something that has to be controlled. So it's turned into a big old problem. USA Today says that they seem to have forgotten that there's a pandemic. They claimed that the city is flooded with visitors, and it's turned into mayhem. I've got a link to the story. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. The Oscar producers are facing backlash over requiring nominees to attend the award show in person and not allowing them to do it over Zoom. So there were celebrities going, do I have to go? Can I just stay home and watch it? And, if I win something, you just Zoom me? And they're like, no, you need to go. So even celebrities don't want to be a part of the Oscars. So that's not good.
They just don't want to because of
I don't know.
COVID.
Could be. Star Wars icon Anthony Daniels took to social media to commemorate 40 years of playing the iconic droid C-3PO. That's pretty cool.
Aww.
And Disney Plus is creating a new series about Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I don't know what that'll be exactly. I bet somebody listening probably knows. I've got a link to it in the show notes. If you want to check it out, you can find that at johnandheidishow.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of RadioSavings.com. A British cat's unfaithful ways are no longer a secret after it wound up on a nearby homeowner's real estate photos. This is actually kind of funny.
What?
It all started when Michael Holblank, director of clinical genomics at London Cancer Treatment Hospital, decided to take a peek at his neighbor's home. It was listed on a website, and he's like, I wonder what that looks like inside.
Okay.
And he's clicking through, and he sees a picture of his cat.
Oh, of his cat.
His cat, sprawled out on this gentleman's purple bedspread.
Okay.
And he, did a little screenshot, posted it online. He joked amid the online attention because he's gotten a bunch of attention for this. He says, typical. A decade of posting thoughtful comments about genomics goes largely unnoticed. You send one cat tweet. And for his cat, he says, the untroubled kitty is safe at home now, at least for now. So it seems like this cat was going over to this other house during the day. They would let him in and feed him and play with him and stuff. Then there's
That's actually really adorable.
Yeah, and there's a third neighbor of what I read online. There's a third neighbor that said, oh, yeah, your cat hangs out over here, too. This guy's like, well, what is going on? I let my cat out, and he's just hanging out with everybody else.
That's funny.
5,000 people attended a rock concert in Barcelona last week. So there's folks in Spain that are super excited that they're finally starting to get things moving again there. Dolphins, when they get together, what do you call that?
A pod?
Yes. Good job, Heidi.
Thank you.
I'd give you a high five, but you're way over there. A pod of dolphins were spotted swimming in New York City's East River. So I guess that is not a normal thing. They don't see that happen a lot.
Okay.
But for some reason, there was a pod of dolphins in the East River, which is pretty interesting. A heartwarming story out of California. Workers at an ice cream parlor in Oakland named Fenton's Creamery received a $1,000 tip on a $63 order. That's really cool.
Nice.
And I read this story online, and it's one of those things, again, many times we've shared stories like this, and I think it's amazing. For people who are in a position to do that, I love that they're doing that.
That they're doing that, yep.
But I got to tell you, something that was funny. The story that I read online, the first comment on there said, $1,000 tip. Oh, wait, in California, after taxes, that's like $10.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really funny.
That is funny.
So, again, if you'd like to see that story, I do have a link to it in the show notes. And I've got one more story right here. A Florida woman was rescued from a storm drain. She was living in a city sewer system for nearly 3 weeks. So that is just crazy. So she was like down there. And
she had been missing. I read this.
Yeah.
She was missing
and was stuck
and
down
was naked. Was found naked.
Stuck in a storm sewer. So
yeah, that is terrifying.
That would be really. I don't know. Do you know how she got down there?
I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't say here either. That's going to do it for your scoop of the day. Brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. It's time right now for a comedy call with a very funny comedian. One of our favorites, actually. We've had him on the program before. So welcome back once again, Mr. Tom Papa.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to chat. Now, congrats on the success of your big event last weekend with RushTix.com. That must be like the place to be. I see a lot of folks doing that these days.
Yeah, they really figured it out. You know, I had opportunities to do these other kind of streaming kind of shows, and they never really made sense. But the people at RushTix, they just dialed in the tech part of it so well that it really is like the same experience of having a live show, but the only difference is I hit everybody all around the country all at once. You know, my friends Maria Bamford did it and Patton Oswalt, and they had great experience. So I was like, all right, I'm going to jump in and do it.
So that had to be a different experience last weekend. Can you actually hear and like see the audience then?
Yeah, exactly, and that's the key, to be able to hear the audience, but also not have it interrupt the tech of it. So you want to get as close as you can to the live experience. And the cool thing for me as a performer is I can see everybody too. And where before I would do crowd work and have to like ask all these questions to get an idea of who they were. Now I can see right into their living room. So I know exactly what's going on.
That could also be a little bit distracting. Now, Tom, I've known of you for quite some time. Big fan of you as a comic. My wife loves you as well. How long have you been a comedian, and what was it that got you interested in this?
It's probably about 25 years ago, and it's been my whole adult life. I started in New York City. I found an ad in the Village Voice that said if you brought a couple friends who were willing to pay the admission price and the 2-drink minimum, they'd give you 5 minutes on stage. And I went, got my friends, we went, we had a great time, I made them laugh, and that was it. I was hooked. You know, I wanted to do it since I was a kid. And then there I was, just in New York, standing on a stage, actually telling jokes, and that was it. There was no way I was going back and taking a day job or doing anything else. It was just like, okay, if I can make this work, I will have set myself up for a good life. And I can't. It's been the most important part of my life, other than having a family, of course. And to have that go away over this last year was, kind of a shock. So to be able to get back and perform is just, that for me is the feeling that things are getting back to normal. We can all get together and I can tell jokes and we can laugh together. That's just, that's everything.
And I absolutely love your sense of humor. But one of the other things I love is the fact that your jokes are clean. It's not filthy.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's, I always felt like, I don't really talk that way in my regular life. So to put it in my act would be kind of phony. And I felt like there's so much profanity, and it's almost like it's just in the culture everywhere. So I wanted my act to be something a little more special. Like, you should feel like when you're watching my act, like that I've actually done the work.
Yeah.
And not just lazy and just putting stuff out there that you hear every day, everywhere you go, that's just meant to kind of like trigger you and get a response. This is, the act is, I spend a lot of time on it, and I want it to be thoughtful, and I want it to be, I don't want to push people away. I want to pull people in, and I feel when working clean just kind of invites everybody in, rather than, taking half the audience and making them uncomfortable. I want you to be able to watch it with your family. I want your kids to be able to watch it. I want everybody in.
That's awesome. I really like that. Now, I know that you and Jerry Seinfeld are friends. Tell me how that friendship came about.
Yeah, we became friends when he was done with his show and came back to New York and was getting back into stand-up. I was a young comedian making my way in the clubs, and we just kind of hit it off. We had the similar sense of humor, and my whole goal was to hang out with him. He was the biggest comedian in the world at the time, and I was like, well, I'm not going to let this go. I'm going to grab onto his coattails and hold on with everything I got. And I always say, like, the part of it was be really funny, and the other part was don't be annoying. and I was lucky enough that he kept me around.
That is awesome. Tom, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you. Really great to talk to you again.
Absolutely. Again, it's the John and Heidi Show. This has been a comedy call with Tom Papa.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Creedence Clearwater Revival has the most number 2 Billboard hits without ever getting a number 1. That's pretty cool.
That's sad.
John Fogerty's band had the odd distinction of having more of their singles hit number 2 than anyone else, but none of them ever hit number 1. So between 1969, March of 69, and October of 70, they had 5 number 2 singles, and I've got a list of all of those here, but none of them made it to number one.
That's really sad.
That is
just
pretty
out
darn
of
crazy.
reach.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. But there you go. That is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, brought to you by radiotravelgroup.com. Dateline, France. French connoisseurs are conducting tastings of wine bottles that spent 1 year in outer space. Would you want to be a part of that?
Oh, yeah.
So they spent these wine bottles, they sent them to outer space, and then now they have them on the ground here, and they're like, okay, you try these, and what do you think? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it anything?
I mean, I don't think that would change the taste of it, but...
That's what they're checking right now, Heidi, because imagine if it did, then they could say, hey, from now on, we're going to have like all this wine
it's out of this world.
We're going to shoot it in outer space.
This wine is out of this world.
We can say, Heidi stole my joke.
Yeah, see, I knew where you were going with that.
World.
It's almost like I work with you every day or something.
Boo, stealing my joke. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Maybe you just wanted to let the chips fall where they may, huh? I don't like it when they do that. They put a headline that doesn't make sense till I read the story. 34-year-old Joshua Karp hopped behind the wheel of a Frito-Lay truck. See, that's probably going to help that headline make more sense. And he took off after the driver left it open at a gas station. He said, I'd love to know the motivation of stealing a truck that's very easy to spot and doesn't go fast, according to the police chief. He says, what do you think you're going to do with a truck like that? The truck is emblazoned on the side with an image of a giant Dorito nacho-flavored chip. Police were very easily able to chase him.
Oh, yeah.
The thing doesn't go fast. About 90 minutes north of Oklahoma City is where they caught the dude. He sideswiped the patrol car, by the way, and then they shot out the tires, and he kept going. According to the news, he was going so slowly they were able to just go up to the vehicle and ask him to get out of the truck. He was arrested at that point without incident.
Man.
But at that point without incident, leading up to that, many incidents.
Yeah.
That's today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. We mentioned this story. A father who allegedly carried his 2-year-old daughter into the San Diego Zoo's elephant enclosure was arrested on suspicion of child cruelty. The 25-year-old dad entered the enclosure at 4:20 in the afternoon. San Diego police say he crossed multiple barriers, illegally trespassed into the habitat, and then climbed through 2 barriers to get into the enclosure. Once inside, an elephant noticed the intruders and started going towards them. As he was trying to climb back out, the father dropped the 2-year-old girl, but he picked her up and escaped the enclosure as the elephant was trotting toward them. Zoo security called the police. They eventually arrested the father on suspicion of child cruelty. He was booked into the jail on felony charges and suspicion of child cruelty and possible injury or death. So being held a $100,000 bail. That is just crazy. Thanks for listening to Your Moment of Duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Are you ready for this one, Heidi?
I'm ready.
Elkhorn Valley, Casper, Wyoming. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'll say that is a rehab center.
Elkhorn Valley is a rehab
There we
center.
go.
Golf clap
Finally,
for
I
Heidi.
got one again.
You're on a streak. You've been doing really well. You had like 19 wrong in a row.
I know I
and
did.
then you got one right the other day, and you got another one right now. So like you're doing okay. Like we're gonna let you keep playing.
Okay, good.
And I hope you're playing along at home as well. That's how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com, and I love this story. A hero dog stops traffic to save the dog's owner who was having a seizure.
Aww.
Yeah, this is crazy. A dog by the name of Clover is a hero. Haley Moore was walking Clover, 1-year-old Marame. Am I saying that right? Maremma, Marame mix.
Okay. I don't know.
Going through the neighborhood when suddenly she started having a seizure. She said, all I remember is waking up with an ambulance and being really confused, like, what's going on? What happened between the time she passed out and the time that she realized what was going on was quite incredible, and it was all captured on a home security camera. The video shows her collapsing, and then Clover, the dog, immediately jumping into action. Clover first checks on her owner, realizes she needs help, heads to the middle of the road to block an oncoming truck, forcing the driver to stop and get out.
Wow.
Says it was really impressive. The dog actually blocked my way. She kind of backed into the road to block my truck, said the driver. That's when the driver exited his vehicle, and then he realized what was going on. They were able to get help there right away. It's all on camera. You can watch the video. It is absolutely fascinating.
Dogs are amazing. They're just amazing.
She said, by the way, the owner does not know. She's home okay now. She has no idea what caused the sudden seizure, but she said she's comforted by the fact that she'll have Clover there to protect her if anything like this ever happens
Right.
again.
Wow.
So
that wasn't even a
Nope.
a therapy dog.
Nope, was not at all. It was just
Wow.
her dog, and her dog leaped into action and made sure that Mama was okay, which is
Dogs
pretty
are
darn cool.
Awesome.
Dogs are pretty awesome. We, by the way, are the proud new parents of a puppy dog.
Yes, we are.
We were without puppies for a while, and I thought we were going to wait a long, long time. And then Heidi said, hey, guess what? We're getting a dog. I was like, oh.
No, I asked you.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
asked
tell
me.
you.
Did I have a chance to say no?
Yes.
I did not. But I'm glad I didn't now. She's just adorable. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Good Friday.